ever. Like, mind you, my sister, it's unapologetically T, and I don't know what the fuck part of this is, but we just gonna keep rocking and rolling. My mind you, my sister and her shared joint custody at one point in time. She went behind my sister back and snatched custody away from my sister. And she had her address. She could have easily like used her address, her real address, and you know, allow my sister to go to court. However, she went and had court behind my sister back and got custody, sole custody of my niece. So when she tell people like the story about my involvement with the court case with my niece and her custody shit, I ain't had shit to do with that. I never spoke to not one individual soul about trying to do that or orchestrate that. I did not give two fucks. I don't believe in that. Where she fucked me up at and got me to be petty was telling you, I was chilling, I ain't say shit to her, all that shit. She got her sister that's my age to message me on Facebook and try to intimidate me like I better leave her sister alone and just going in, threatening me. And I'm like, baby, bitch, I'm not fo no more. Like, you goddamn gremlin looking bitch, I'm not fo no more. Like, I will beat the dog shit out your ass. I will mollywop you. Like, matter of fact, I just might, unallow you. So let me get the fuck off this internet and go take my medication before, I go off. So I literally had to tell her that, like, don't message me no more because, I'm gonna need to go take my medicine because y'all got me fucked up right now. And, so I literally was giving them warnings, like, just leave me alone. Like, but they wouldn't, kept on fucking with me until I sent her that final message about, like, what time it was. And, so then she was like, what I ended up doing too is because they don't never fuck with the oldest sister. Like, they'll be mad with her, but like they'll never step to her. Like, they try to act like I'm the weakest link. Like, and you could be furthest from the truth. Like, my oldest sister called me Jack, that baby from like the Incredibles, because like I ain't mean nice and sweet, but like there's definitely a part in me that you don't want to see. And I think like they just still thought like I was that 4-year-old helpless little child, and it's like, no, I'm not her no more, bitch. Like, I don't give a fuck win or lose. Like, I'm gonna fight you. Like, if you try to threaten me or you try to hurt me, like, I'm gonna hurt your ass back, and I'm gonna try to fight, you know, to the end. Like, so when she started doing that shit and threatening me and intimidating me, like, that's when what I did was I started going to the court. The actual court hearings. So I did do that. And but that was just to be petty. And but I never had nothing to do with that situation. However, I understand the people that did have something to do with that situation. She was fucking up towards the end, and a lot of money was missing, and my niece was getting a check, and the rent should be paid, and so. But I think she valued material things over bill paying. So that's just a growing pain. You gotta grow, and I did have the opportunity to be a teenager and take my money and buy clothes and shoes, and like that shit just don't mean nothing to me. Like, it looks nice, and if I had the money, sure I would, wear nicer things. I don't think I would just wear expensive things though, but I would wear nicer clothes. But I just don't believe in spending money on certain stuff, period, no matter how much money I got. But that's just my personal preference. Her personal preference, she definitely liked material things. So, I think that was a wake up call for her. She still continued to slander my name. She still continued to try to intimidate me. Her sister had threatened to come and fight me on Mother's Day. And I think by this time, like, yeah, Dante had got out from work release. And he was like mad. He was like, fuck all this bullshit. Like, I wish anybody would come to this house and try to fight you or come fight you anywhere. Like, you ain't fighting nobody. And he definitely, like, always was like that. Like, he was protective. Like, I always say this, like, he was protective. Yeah, he just couldn't protect me from himself. But when it came to other people, like, he wasn't gonna let nobody fuck with me. So, however, I felt like, you know, like, don't get involved with this. Like, they're girls. Like, but he was just like, nah, I don't know what she thinking. She know I ain't fit to be fucked with. Like, and I'm just like, I don't understand what she thinking either. Cause like, I'm not the brightest. I mean, I'm not like I'm not wrapped real tight. So, and at that time, I was loosely wrapped. Like, I told y'all, I had a nervous breakdown. Like, I was loosely fucking wrapped. Like, you know, I was barely hanging in there. So, during that time, it was definitely like, she shouldn't have been fucking with me at all. Like, and I should have listened to my mom early on. So, yeah, stuff had just got to a point. I feel like by the time though Dante came home, like, she started to slow up. I think like she was scared of him, but she definitely started to slow up on like fucking with me and picking with me. And then he also, I always tell people that nigga was the calm to my storm sometimes. Like, when it came to other people, like, he knew how to calm me, and and vice versa. Like, we was the calm to each other motherfucking storm. Like, we understood each other crazy and knew how to calm each other. And that's why I say, when it was time for me to go, I had to go, because I didn't know who the fuck I was with. I ain't know that person. I never met that man, and hope never meet that person or entity ever again. But yeah, with that, it started to kind of calm down. She started to like draw her attention to my sister, because like they never used to try to come to my sister. So what I did was like, I was like, why y'all ain't fucking with Michelle? And I don't mean to say her name, but like, I was like, why you ain't fucking with the oldest sister? Like, she definitely like, you know, she don't mind the tongue wrestle with your ass. Like, why don't you go talk to her? Because I don't feel like talking. Once again, I don't want to do that talking shit. Like, y'all pissing me off. And so the little sister started tongue wrestling with Michelle, to the point like Michelle crazy. And I'm gonna stop saying her name after this, because I said I won't say no names. But I love her. Even though we not on talking terms now either. Like, I love her to death. That's my dog. But you know, shit happens. So we not on talking terms. I had to let her know about herself, because I'm just tired. I'm tired of motherfucking family like thinking like I'm a doormat, and I'm not. So, you know, she's one of them siblings, like, she gonna always be my sibling, but at the same token, like, we're gonna have to respect each other's space and boundaries and whatever. So that's what we're doing. But yeah, she definitely, like, when she got in the ring with them, like, they was wanting her to stop bothering them, even though they was trying to bother her. She made it to the point where, like, no one showed up Mother's Day. Which I ain't give a fuck anyway. Like I said, I was loosely wrapped then. And so yeah, I think it did get to a point, yeah, like my oldest sister, excuse me, I'm gonna have to edit this. My oldest sister, she had said some things, and it made my other sister call her. Like, she immediately called her. Like, my sister said something, and she immediately called her. Like, she was posting on Facebook, like, if something ended up happening to her, it was her sister. I don't know what the fuck my sister said. I probably do, but whatever my sister said to her, immediately, like, I think she was on three-way with her little sister on the phone with the oldest sister, my oldest sister, and she immediately hung up the three-way and called my sister on some one-on-one shit. And you know, she just started talking, like, and that's one of the things, like, she tell on herself too, like, so she had started telling everything. Like, she was saying that how, like, she tried to she just wanted this stuff to stop, and how, you know, like, she just started talking about how she tried. Mind you, they don't realize, like, this whole time, like, me and my sister was typically in each other's space. So, like, there were times where there was phone conversations, like, and I would get to hear what was said, and you know, like, I heard her say that she tried to, after the fact, the police told her not to press charges. Um, she went behind my back, unbeknownst to me, and tried to get charges pressed for me unaliving the baby, which I did not. However, they wouldn't let her do it because she had no proof. And then it's like, girl, if you care so much about you and your baby, like, why did you come to my house after I told you I was getting so pissed off that I didn't even want to be on the phone no more, because I'm getting to the point where I want to fight you or smack shit out you. Like, why would you catch a lift to my house? You didn't even have your car, so you didn't even. It wasn't even like you had the convenience of your own car. You caught a lift to my house, like, after we were having an argument on the phone, and it was a explosive argument. So why would you put you and your child in that position? Like, even though I had already said that she was, before me and her even got to that point, like, before my grandma passed away, like, me and my sister was talking about how she was gonna have a story about how the baby didn't make it. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't know that I was gonna be a part of the story. So it was just weird. She said that, but she was like, she didn't have no proof. But yet on Facebook, you had, you know, this doctor hand with a watch and a glove on. Which, why would he have on a watch if he's delivering your baby? But and why was you, you know, camera ready to take a picture of your fetus baby? So yeah, it was just a weird situation. Like I said, I still have screenshots to this day out of protection for myself. I never did what she did, like, try to tarnish her character online publicly. Still not trying to tarnish her character because I'm not saying her name. So don't nobody even know who the fuck she is unless, you know. And yet I'm still only telling my perspective of my story that never got told. So, in hopes to help someone else, because there's a lot of people dealing with treacherous family members, and in situations like this, I encourage you to get away. Like, don't deal with family members that are detrimental to your health, your mental health, your physical health, emotional health, all that health. Like, don't even subject yourself to it, because that was crazy. I lost time dealing with that. Like, literally lost time, perception of time dealing with that situation. Had to constantly figure out, like, am I the fucked up one? Like, it's just like, it was just too much because it was so much gaslighting. But yeah, she just was, it was a lot. It was a whole lot. Um and I have watched her use other people, and that's probably my fault. Like, but I've watched her use other people and tell them sad stories using my, you know, niece and stuff, like, as the sad story part to get help. And I just never thought, like, you do it to family, but I guess nobody's safe. And but yeah, so it was just a lot that went on that time. I don't tell this story for nobody to dislike her. I do feel like she have her own mental health issues. And I hope she's working through them. I have not spoken to her since my brother's funeral. I did reach out, but I think her number had changed. One day my daughter saw her. She did end up having another kid. Well, she did end up having a kid, and that was another thing too. Like, typically she in the past would say she was pregnant, and none of the children would ever make it. So, like, it just was like this. I was just, it was a lot of stuff. So, like, she did try to press charges after the fact behind my back. However, they wouldn't even take a case. They wouldn't even allow her to press charges because she did not have any proof that she was pregnant or that she, I had unalived a baby. So, that's where we left off. Then my brother, so we just stopped talking after that whole, because this is like happened over a span of time. So after all those months of her trying to pull me down and tear down my character, which, I was a teacher, like, so I was a licensed teacher, and getting that charge, I would never be able to teach again in a classroom, or just getting any type of charge like that. Like, that would have messed up my whole professional teaching career. So I felt like that was crazy. Um, After you was bringing me your problems. So I always tell people, use discernment when it comes to the whole saying that blood is thicker than water. For me, I typically don't feel like blood is thicker than water. I feel like I'm going to treat you how you treat me. Now, going through the things that I've went through with my family, I typically, am more cautious, and I'm able to see more signs of people that ain't kind of right, um, before it can get to the point of me allowing them to get me in a place where I lose control. I do thank God that I've come a long way, and I've been addressing dealing with my own anger. And I know anger comes from basically being hurt and pain. So sadness, pain, not dealing with your feelings, and not validating yourself. So like, I have done a lot of good work with letting things go. Even before I got to this point, when my brother passed away, I tried to make amends with her. Um, she definitely got me on my square again. This time we was at her house. It was me and my dad, my sister, my child, and my brother. And just wanted to make amends. Already had lost another sibling. I was the second one on that side. So was definitely wanting to make amends. However, she was the victim. I definitely was taking accountability for the parts that I played, where I said, like, I definitely was being petty after the fact. I definitely should have called you out, or not even just called you out or play the blame game, but like, I should have let you know where you were upsetting me or hurting my feelings, or I felt like things weren't right. I said all those things, and she still wanted to harp on stupid shit, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead. It's a baby in here. um I'm gonna go ahead, like, it's a baby. I'm gonna go ahead, like, I just can't, because I was getting to that point where, like, I was gonna black out on her ass, and bro, we just lost our brother. Like, why would I want to fight you? And then you so-called got this baby right there. So and I did do some more petty shit. I do forgive about this. Like, it was a white girl that her and the white girl was, I guess, shared the same baby daddy. And the white girl reached out to me and my sister, and basically her was beefing. And because I ain't like my sister, I definitely I guess, like, shared what had happened with me and her, with the girls. So it just gave her a little bit of ammunition. But that I felt bad about, because I'm like, she still my sister. I should have never gave another bitch up on her. But I got to the point where, like, I felt like this bitch wasn't my sister no more. She was my cousin. And I do still say that to this day. Like, I'm like, I get to choose. I get to choose, and we're gonna side with distant cousin right there. And still love her. Like, I really do still love her. I think about her, and when I think about her, I pray for her. My daughter did see her after my brother's funeral. I think they seen each other at a museum that my daughter had went with my neighbors with. And I think that's when I did reach out to her, but her number had changed, and I was like, that's a sign that, you know, just like leave things as they are, because once my brother had passed and I went to the house to try to make amends with her at the funeral, she tried to make amends with me, and which, I mean, I felt like, you know, I hugged it out with her. I don't have no ill will and animosity towards her whatsoever. Like, if she ever wanted to be petty, she would be petty by herself. Like, at this point, I'm a big grown age and grown, and I don't got time for that bullshit. I don't got time for it to weigh my soul down. Um, but I definitely just wanted to get this story out, like I've gotten all the other stories out, because you just never know who might be going through this with their own family members. Like, I doubt you're probably going through this exact same situation. I always tell people, like, I can't make this shit up. Like, I cannot make this shit up. Like, I should tell a soap opera. I should be a soap opera, like, person, like, writer, because, like, my life literally is a soap opera from 33 all the way to birth. And now I'm living a much more level-headed, stable life. So, you know, it's all one day at a time. But I definitely wanted to tell this, and my face is drying out. I don't know what's wrong with it. I might need to drink some more water. um but yeah, I don't know, like, I always feel like that story definitely showed me that I needed to nip things in the bud and have courage to put my feelings before someone else's feelings. If they bold enough to hurt my feelings, like, I should be bold enough to be able to tell them that they hurt my feelings, or I should be able to, you know, put my feelings first. Like, and nip things in the bud is the big one. Like, I should have never let things carry on that far. Um, Period, point blank. I should have never put hands on my sister. However, I did feel threatened. Like, I'm not gonna hold you. I felt like, why would you come to my house after I told you how I felt over the phone? Um, and definitely when I told her to leave and she stepped forward, like, I thought we was supposed to fight. Like, I don't know. That's how I grew up. But yeah, if you are dealing with family matters and you are dealing with people who you know do not want the best for you, who are intentionally misusing you. We're all meant to be utilized in some way. You do not want to be a useless person on this earth. Um, However, you are not to be misused, and it should not be in the name of family either. Like, for family to be family, again, if it was ever family, because I don't think I was ever alive when family was family for me. Um, Family needs to learn boundaries and respect for each other. So until then, I always tell people, use your discernment on who you should deal with. For me, it is a select few who have done some things, and I can forgive them, and I still deal with them. But I have used discernment on most of them. Where are you anyway? Like, I really, it's no benefit either way, so it's really no point. Um, it's just detrimental, so, like, it's no point. So I feel like if you just have a situation where it is detrimental to your psyche, you can love people from a distance. You really can love people from a distance, and it be just that. So blood ain't always thicker than water, because water has always treated me better. I'm so sorry, but water has treated me way better than blood. Um, but yeah, I think I'm gonna end this here. This story's been waiting to come out, and I hope it reaches who it needs to reach. And excuse this Lenny attire. I need a lint roller, or either I need to get some tape. But yeah, excuse the lint, excuse the dryness. I don't know what's going on with me today, but enjoy the story. Get something out of it. Um don't just let it be your entertainment. Learn something from it. It takes two to tangle. Just always remember that. And it definitely took two for us to get to that point. So I don't never want to just say it was just her fault. I definitely played a part. And that I definitely was petty at plenty of times until I realized, like, just leave that shit alone. No matter what she do, say, just leave that shit alone. Fuck her. But now I don't even feel like fuck her. I feel like I wish the best for my sister. I love her. I pray for her. Um, I do be looking at it like, it's a distant relative. But I do think about her sometimes, and I pray for her when I think about her. So when she come to mind, I pray for her. But to actually be like, we would kick it, we would have a relationship that's close, or a relationship really at all, like, I do not see that. I'm okay with that. But I do love her, and I don't wish any ill will towards her. We both made mistakes. I forgive her, but I will not let it happen again. Um, so that's that.